that I've got grit, I'm a true warrior, I'll fight anyone, anywhere, and I'm not scared to face no challenge.
I was the mandatory challenger.
Why didn't you put your hand up? Why didn't you put your hand up?
I ain't never said I wouldn't fight him. I ain't never get a contract.
You don't believe in yourself.
I ain't never get a contract. I ain't never get a contract. I was right there waiting for the winner.
Actions speak
louder.
louder.
And I got the winner.
Actions speak louder.
Okay.
What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny. In today's video, we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning December 7th title fight in Puerto Rico at 140 pounds between the IBF world champion Liam Paro and the challenger Richardson Hitchins. Before we continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. And if you haven't already, could you please hit subscribe as well as the notification button? That'll help me out a lot. Every time I put something out that's new, this will notify you as soon as it comes out. Thank you. Guys, it's been kind of a lull in the world of boxing, especially world title fights, but we got one in less than 2 weeks. Puerto Rico is the place. The IBF world title 140 is on the line between Liam Paro and Richardson Hitchins. We last saw Hitchins against Gustavo Lemos in a victorious decision, and we last saw Liam Paro against the former boogeyman when he went down to Puerto Rico, put his hand up to challenge Subriel Matias, and came out victorious. So in this video, what we're gonna do is go over their resumes. We're gonna stay up to date and talk about their last 5 fights. We're gonna go over how they go about their business. We're gonna inform everybody who Paro is, who Hitchins is, and how they measure up against each other. I'm also gonna mention where the odds stand at Las Vegas, how they have the odds as the favorite and the underdog. And remember guys, this is not my prediction video. I'll do that later on next week as we get closer to the fight. This is just to educate the fans on some of the statistics and talking points about this world title fight. Talk about the styles and in my opinion, the chess match that will go on. With Liam Paro, this is a guy who's gone all over the world. We know he's Australian, Aussie, and he's gone all over the world to get some of the best sparring partners that he could find. No secret that he's shared the rings with world champions across the board, the likes of Shakur Stevenson, Jamel Herring, and we know that he always is quick to put his hand up to get into a fight. Guys, there were not a lot of fighters willing to go to Puerto Rico and fight Matias. This is the guy who had 100% career knockout to win ratio. He had 1 loss and he avenged that loss via knockout. His opponents have died in the ring before against him, and he was just a scary knockout artist. And Paro went down there, used his boxing, used his IQ, used his pressure, and won the fight. And it surprised a lot of people. Who it didn't surprise were the boxers. They know about Liam Paro. They know what he brings to the table.
He's got a box, because I know Liam, he gonna come. He's gonna come. He's definitely gonna come. Doesn't matter, because that method that same came I sparred Liam sparred Shakur that same week. He was going back and forth. Matter of fact, he would spar me one day, and he'll go spar Shakur, the next day or so. So again, you know what I'm saying, Liam definitely been in there with champions before he was. To get this experience, he makes his rounds.
He's gonna go into this fight against Richardson and gonna want to set that pace. He's gonna want to get that ball rolling. He's another one of these guys that sometimes he starts off slow, but he uses that rhythm and momentum in the mid to late rounds and kind of creates this snowball effect. And before you know it, his opponents are down 3 to 4 rounds and they're in a position to have to go for the knockout, and Paro controls the fight from that point forward. Hitchins had a storied amateur career. He's gotten a little bit of a late jump to his pro career. He is around the same age as Paro, but his rounds aren't up there. And I think this, in my opinion, is Hitchins' first attempt on the international stage. He's yet to have an opportunity to sell out New York, where he comes from, and this Puerto Rico world title event, he was the mandatory challenger, is an opportunity of a lifetime for Hitchins. So expect to see the best version of him. Now let's take a closer look at Richardson Hitchins and see what he's been up to. Guys, Hitchins is 18-0 with 7 knockouts. He's currently ranked number 9 in the world at 140 pounds. He carries into the ring a 39% career knockout to win ratio. He has a total of 118 career pro rounds boxed. The 27-year-old American is an orthodox fighter standing at 5'10" with a 74-inch reach. He last took on Gustavo Lemos, 29-0, UD in the 12th. Jose Zepeda, 37-3, UD in the 12th. John Bauza, 17-0, UD in the 10th. Yomar Alamo, 20-1, knockout in the 8th. Angel Rodriguez, 12-10, knockout in the 4th. With Hitchins, a lot of his fans are waiting to see him unload and really unleash that skill set that he has. He's a smart fighter. He has a great jab. And going into this Paro fight, I feel in order for him to be victorious, he's going to have to set the tone early. He's going to have to get Paro's respect, and he's going to have to keep Paro from pressuring and bullying him with his jab. He's going to have to use his movement and stay focused the entire fight. We've seen in the past with Paro, all it takes is one mental lapse, and you can get put on the mat. Think about what happened to Montana Love and Brock Jarvis. Now let's take a closer look at Liam Paro. As Paro's 25-0 with 15 knockouts. He's currently ranked number 3 in the world at 140 pounds. He is the IBF world champion. He has a total of 135 career pro rounds, and he carries into the ring a 60% knockout to win ratio. The 28-year-old Australian is a southpaw, staying at 5'8" with a 71-inch reach. We last saw him fight Subro Matias, who was 20-0, UD in the 12th. Montana Love, 18-1, knockout in the 6th. Brock Jarvis, 20-0, knockout in the 1st. Yomar Alamo, 20-0, split decision in the 10th. Steve Gaggo, 12-1, UD in the 10th. Liam Paro is a guy who's going to always have his chin down and his eyes on the prize. He's never gonna back away from a firefight. And in this fight, don't be surprised if he tries to lure Hitchins into the center of that ring and get him into a firefight. He feels he's gonna have the edge with the mental side, he feels he's gonna have the edge with the world title experience, and he feels he's gonna have the edge with the aggression and pop.
Why didn't you put your hand up? Why didn't you put your hand up?
I ain't never said I wouldn't fight him. I ain't never get a contract.
You don't believe in yourself.
I ain't never get a contract. I ain't never get a contract. I was right there waiting for the winner.
Actions speak
and
louder,
I got the
brother.
winner.
Actions speak louder.
Okay.
When you look at Hitchins, a 39% career knockout to win ratio, that's one of the lowest of any fighters we've covered on this channel. But a lot of that still has to do with Hitchins figuring out his pro style versus the amateur style. And we know both styles are different. The amateurs, you win on points a lot. The pros, the point scoring system's a bit different, and power plays a lot with those judges. Now, when you look at Las Vegas, the odds, as this fight was announced 6 weeks ago, Paro was about a 3-1 favorite. As we're getting closer to fight night, you're seeing a lot of money go towards Hitchins, and it's getting close to even. But don't be surprised come fight night on the 7th that this isn't a coin flip fight. When you look at both guys side by side now, Paro's a year older, but he seems like he's been around forever. He's gonna have the world title experience considering he is the world champion. Hitchins is gonna be taller, he's gonna have the longer reach, and this is gonna be a classic style of orthodox versus southpaw. Who's gonna be able to control that center? Who's gonna be able to control that lead foot and catch their backhand on the inside of their opponent? Liam is good at cutting off the ring. We're gonna have to see is will Hitchins be able to use his jab to control Liam's output and control Liam's tempo. I'm not gonna give you my prediction on who I think is gonna win just yet. You're gonna have to wait a week for that. But in the comment section below, I wanna hear your opinion. Who do you like? Do you think at the end of the fight we're gonna hear and still or and new? Leave all that in the comment section below.